We always read the back of the ingredient labels when we're at the grocery store, but we don't always do it when we're in the pet food aisle, but we should. We're here with Jim Helms, owner of Jim Helms Dog Pals in Southampton. Who have you brought with you today?
I have Booker with me today.
Hey, Booker. So first, let's talk about the things, and this happens on human food too. Yep. You see all these claims made on the front of the bags. What are some of the things that the pet food companies do or say to try to lure us in?
Well, a lot of things they'll do is, again, just like you said, same with the humans. They'll put down something like promotes joint care. Yeah. I mean, it's not really doing anything. They can't make a legal claim. They can't make medical claims, so they just can't make this generic type of term.
And they can put whatever they want. Promotes anything. Yeah. As long as they're not making a specific claim, they can say whatever.
As long as they're not lying and misleading. But again, there's that fine line between what is and what isn't misleading. So if there's fish oil in it, they can say, hey, joint care. But the fish oil may be so limited, it's not going to do anything anyway.
If there's a negligible amount, yeah. If something's it's supposed to be there, they're certainly going to tout that it's legally in there.
And one of the biggest things that they'll do is they'll actually put in, say, like you're looking for your dog, and people say, oh, I need to have meat on the first label. So it'll say like chicken is the first ingredient, but that's actually very misleading because when they say chicken, it's actually using the entire weight of the chicken, which includes the water.
Oh.
Versus if they're using something like a meat meal or a chicken meal, which is actually dehydrated. So it should say chicken, then it may say corn. Well, guess what? You're actually feeding more corn than you are chicken.
Let's talk about ingredients that we're supposed to avoid. Take us through some of those.
Yeah. Some of the things we tell people is you make sure that the label says what you're feeding. So if it says meat meal, there's a lot of rumors out there, nobody wants to admit it, that you could actually be feeding dead cats and dogs, euthanized animals that have made it to the rendering plant.
So we avoid meat meal.
Meat meal. It should say something like chicken meal or beef meal or something like that.
So they need to describe the specific kind of meal. There's BHT and BHA. And avoid those.
And those are basically chemicals, preservatives. And basically there's natural preservatives you want to use. So they are allowed in the food, but there's a lot of science based behind it that they can actually cause problems with our pets.
So there's a lots of things that are allowed in our food that doesn't necessarily mean they're good for us, pets or humans.
Right.
We all want to avoid those artificial colors or flavors, sugars and sweeteners, and ethoquin.
Yep.
Something like that.
Again, it's another preservative, and the hard part with that one in itself, a lot of places will use it to preserve fish and stuff, say, out at the ocean. So the company doesn't even have to tell you that it's in their dog food. Really? Because unless they physically added it to the food, they don't even have to tell you it's in there.
We have another list that we really want to show people, because this is incredibly important information. What's some things that we should be looking for on the labels?
Well, again, there is controversy behind this, and what I tell people is you should look for a grain-free dog food, and basically I'm trying to get rid of corn, wheat, soy, stuff like that. There's going to still be carbs in your dog's food. A lot of people think grain-free means carb-free. That's not the case. Look for something that's whole. So, like I say, look for chicken, venison. The meals, again, they're a little bit controversial, but as long as it says chicken meal, at least you know you're getting a whole chicken and not, again, that cat or dog.
And this isn't to say, we talked about it earlier, it's not to say you need to go and buy the most expensive dog food in the market. You just need to be aware when you're looking at the ingredients.
Right. And a lot of people they see the marketing hype and they really don't even look at the label and they don't know what they're getting.
I mean, I've even fallen into that. You read the front of the label, you get wooed, and it's not as it appears. Thank you so much for these tips. Really important information, and more information about this topic on our website, mymassappeal.com. You can help to save your dog. Coming up.